Hello students, today we are going to start with the first chapter from 12th science, that is rotational dynamics. This is Leena Shirke from the Department of Physics, New English High School and Junior College. So the topics which are covered in this lecture are: what is circular motion? There are some important terms related to circular motion, so we are going to discuss those terms in this lecture. Then types of circular motion, UCM and non-UCM, and the time period and frequency of UCM. Then we will discuss the relation between linear speed and angular speed. Students, for further study in rotational dynamics, we must have the knowledge about circular motion. Circular motion topic we also studied in 11th standard. Now, what is circular motion? So, in everyday life, we come across several revolving or rotating objects. During the revolution, the object undergoes circular motion about some point outside the object or about some other object. Now, to understand this, you can take an example of Earth, which is revolving continuously around Sun, which is another object. Similarly, you can take an example of Moon, which is the natural satellite of Earth, is revolving around Earth, which is another object. So let's see the definition of circular motion. Motion of a particle along the circumference of a circle is called circular motion. Now, what are the characteristics of circular motion? It is an accelerated motion and it is a periodic motion. Now, what do you mean by periodic motion? So, when object performs regular set of movements in equal intervals of time, then that type of motion is called periodic motion. जब पार्टिकल सेम सेट ऑफ मूवमेंट्स रेगुलर टाइम इंटरवल में कंप्लीट करता है तो दैट मोशन इज कॉल्ड पीरियोडिक मोशन. इन सर्कुलर मोशन आल्सो, इफ पार्टिकल completes each revolution in same amount of time, then that motion is a periodic motion. And how it is an accelerated motion? So in circular motion, particle is not moving along a straight line path. It is always changes its direction, and that change in direction of linear velocity causes the accelerated motion. So in circular motion, direction of linear velocity is always tangential to the circular path. And as there is change in the direction, the motion is an accelerated motion, whether it is uniform or non-uniform. So let's move further. Now we'll discuss the terms which are associated with the circular motion. So let us see what is radius vector. Now, as you can see in the diagram, there is a particle which is revolving in anticlockwise sense with a fixed center which is at O and constant radius which is equal to R. Now, here A is nothing but a particle which changes its position from time to time, and therefore it is called the instantaneous position of the particle. Now, what is radius vector? Here you can see in the diagram there are two vector quantities. One is vector OA and the second one is vector VA. Now, OA bar is a vector which is directed away from the center and towards the position of the particle. Here you can see arrowhead gives the direction of OA bar, which is towards the instantaneous position of the particle. So OA bar is a vector which is directed towards the instantaneous position of the particle and away from the center. And the magnitude of this vector is equal to radius of the circular path. So you can see the direction of radius vector is continuous changing as time progresses, but the magnitude is going to remain constant throughout the motion. So this vector quantity is called radius vector. So how you will define radius vector? A straight line joining the center of the circle to the instantaneous position of the particle is called radius vector at that instant of time. क्योंकि अगर पार्टिकल ये पोजीशन पे है तो OA यहाँ पे रेडियस वेक्टर है, अगर ये B पोजीशन होता तो ये होता OB रेडियस वेक्टर, जिसका डायरेक्शन क्या हो चुका है, चेंज हो चुका है. Next there is another vector VA. So at this position, this is the direction of VA, which is tangential to the circular path. VA is nothing but linear velocity. Here this is the direction of linear velocity. Again, if particle reaches to this position, this is the direction of linear velocity, which is tangential to the circular path. So always the direction of linear velocity is tangential to the circular path, and therefore linear velocity is also called as tangential velocity. आप एक एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे कंसिडर कर सकते हो. Why linear velocity is having direction tangential to the circular path? अगर स्टोन आपने लिया एक थ्रेड को टाई करके, and if you whirl that stone in vertical plane or in horizontal plane, and if you release the other end of the string, that stone moves along the circumference of a circle and it will go straight. Thus, in circular motion, direction of linear velocity is always tangential to the circular path, and therefore it is called tangential velocity. So radius vector is a vector having magnitude which is equal to the radius of the circular path, but direction is continuously changing as time changes. OA, radius vector at point A, and vector VA is the tangential velocity. Is that clear, all of you? Now let's see what is angular displacement. So if you have studied linear motion in previous standards, you must have studied about linear displacement, linear velocity and linear acceleration. So the terms which are used in circular motion are angular displacement, angular velocity and angular acceleration. So first we'll see what is angular displacement. So here in the diagram, you will observe that initially the particle is supposed on x-axis at this position. Now I have to use pointer for that. So suppose particle is on x-axis at this position. Now as time progresses, particle suppose goes from this point to point B on the circular path. So you can explain this motion in two different ways. So here, when particle moves from point A to point B on the circumference of a circle, it covers a distance which is equal to S, which is also called as an arc of a circle. If your time interval is extremely small, then this displacement can be considered as a linear displacement. And if you observe this motion from the center of the circular path, we can also say that the radius vector describes an angle theta with its initial direction or with respect to x-axis. So here there are two displacements. S is the displacement which is covered by the particle along the circumference of a circle, and theta is nothing but angle traced out by the radius vector in that time interval, which is also called as angular displacement. So if for small time interval delta S is linear displacement, then delta theta is called angular displacement. इज दैट क्लियर ऑल ऑफ यू? सो थीटा जो है वो s का एनालॉगस टर्म है सर्कुलर मोशन में. सो नाउ विल डिफाइन एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट. व्हाट इज एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट? एंगल ट्रेस आउट by the radius vector in a given interval of time. तो अगर टाइम इंटरवल t है यहां से यहां तक जाने में, तो t टाइम में एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट हुआ थीटा. It is denoted by theta. If it is infinitesimally small, if time interval is extremely small, then the angular displacement is denoted by d theta. It's a vector quantity and its direction is given by right hand thumb rule. Right hand thumb rule we'll discuss in next slide. Before that, we must know the relation between s and theta. So suppose particle covers an angle 2 pi, and for 2 pi angle the distance or length which is covered along the circular path is 2 pi r. So अगर 2 pi angle describe करता है रेडियस वेक्टर t टाइम में, तो यहाँ पे 2 pi r is the length corresponding to angle 2 pi. वही अगर 1 रेडियन एंगल अगर ट्रेस आउट किया रेडियस वेक्टर ने, तो कितना डिस्टेंस और लेंथ कवर करेगा ऑन सर्कमफरेंस ऑफ अ सर्कल? तो s is nothing but total distance, that is 2 pi r, upon total angle, that is 2 pi. It comes to s equals to r. आया समझ में? तो अगर 1 रेडियन जाता है रेडियस वेक्टर, तो उसमें along the circumference कितना डिस्टेंस कवर करेगा, which is equal to r. तो अगर theta is the angle traced out by the radius vector in a given interval of time, तो वो किस डिस्टेंस को करस्पॉन्ड करेगा along the circumference of a circle? That comes to s equals to r theta. 1 radian r distance, theta angle r into theta. Is that clear all of you? So this is the relation between arc of a circle, radius and angular displacement. Here you will see in the diagram, if s is equal to r theta, that is theta is equal to s by r, if angular displacement is infinitesimally small, then delta theta is equal to delta s by r, where delta s is considered as linear displacement in time interval delta t. Delta theta is infinitesimally small angular displacement and r is nothing but radius of the circular path. आया समझ में क्या होता है एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट? एक टाइम इंटरवल में ट्रेस किया हुआ एंगल, जो कौन ट्रेस करता है? रेडियस वेक्टर. क्लियर? Next we'll study what is angular velocity. So angular velocity is the term analogous to linear velocity. What is linear velocity? It is denoted by generally v, which is equal to change in position upon time interval. So v is nothing but ds by dt. एक सेकेंड में पोजीशन में आने वाला चेंज is called linear velocity. So what is angular velocity? Here you will observe in the diagram, the particle is moving along the circumference of a circle in anti-clockwise direction. When it goes from this point, now I have to use marker laser pointer for that. When it goes from this point to this, in time interval t, the angular displacement is theta. When it further moves to this position, angle increases by delta theta, and the time interval becomes t plus dt. So in dt time, the change in angular displacement is d theta. So 1 सेकेंड में एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट कितने से चेंज होगा? So it will be d theta by dt. आ रहा है समझ में? t टाइम में थीटा हुआ एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट, टोटल t प्लस dt टाइम में एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट हुआ थीटा प्लस d थीटा. तो dt टाइम में कितना हुआ एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट? d थीटा. तो अगर dt टाइम इंटरवल में d थीटा से चेंज होता है एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट, तो 1 सेकेंड में कितने से चेंज होगा? d थीटा अपॉन dt. So what is d theta by dt? Change in angular displacement per unit time, or it is the rate of change of angular displacement with respect to time. 1 सेकेंड में चेंज होने वाला एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट, and it is called angular velocity. क्योंकि लीनियर वेलोसिटी हम डिफाइन करते हैं 1 सेकेंड में चेंज होने वाला लीनियर पोजीशन. तो एंगुलर वेलोसिटी इज डिफाइंड एज द रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ angular displacement with respect to time, or it is also defined as angle described by the radius vector per unit time. That is denoted by omega, and its SI unit is radian per second. So यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा t1 टाइम पे अगर थीटा 1 है एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट, t2 टाइम पे अगर थीटा 2 है एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट, तो टाइम इंटरवल t2 माइनस t1 विच इज इक्वल टू dt, उसमें एंगुलर डिस्प्लेसमेंट में आने वाला चेंज कितना है? थीटा 2 माइनस थीटा 1 विच इज इक्वल टू d थीटा. So when you divide this d theta change in angular displacement by total time interval जिसमें ये change आया है, तो हमें मिलेगा 1 सेकेंड में change होने वाला angular displacement, and that is nothing but angular velocity. Is that clear all of you? Now it is a vector quantity and its direction depends upon the direction of delta theta, as delta theta direction is given by right hand thumb rule, and therefore omega direction also given by right hand thumb rule. Now we will see what is right hand thumb rule. As you can see in the diagram, there is a right hand which is curled so that the tips of the fingers of the right hand gives the sense of rotation of object, and thumb is outstretched. In this way, the curled fingers gives the direction of motion of particle, and the stretched thumb gives the direction of angular displacement as well as the direction of angular velocity. So here the curled fingers are curled so that they are giving the sense of motion of particle with the thumb outstretched, and the outstretched thumb gives the direction of angular displacement and angular velocity. If you see in this diagram, this is a plane of circle. Object is moving in anticlockwise sense. Then this is the direction of radius vector. Radius vector is in the plane of the circle, and omega, angular velocity direction, is given by right hand thumb rule, which is perpendicular to the plane of the circle, and it is normally upwards. If we oppose the direction, that is, if direction of this circular path is opposite to the previous, that is, if object is not moving in this direction, it is moving in clockwise sense, then the direction of radius vector is again in the plane of the circle, and omega bar by right hand thumb rule, will act perpendicular to the circle, and now it is normally downwards. Clear? So always it is perpendicular to the plane of the circle, but here it is upward, and if we reverse the direction of circular path, then it is in the downward direction. Is that clear, all of you? So next, we'll see what is angular acceleration. Now when object is said to be an accelerated, whenever there is change in velocity, whether there is change in magnitude of velocity, or there is change in direction of velocity, or change in both, then that motion is said to be an accelerated motion. So here, why this circular motion is accelerated? It is always an accelerated motion because direction of linear velocity is always changing from time to time. Now what is angular acceleration? You must have studied about linear acceleration, which is noted by A, in linear motion, which is one-dimensional motion. Now I'll define angular acceleration. So here you will see in the first diagram, rotation is anticlockwise, and in the second diagram B, rotation is, suppose, in the same direction but the speed is decreasing. If you observe the first diagram, here angular speed is increasing. If you see the second diagram, here angular speed is decreasing. So if omega 2 is greater than omega 1, then omega 2 is equal to omega 1 plus delta omega. And if omega 2 is less than omega 1, then omega 2 is equal to omega 1 minus d omega. तो इसका मतलब क्या है? इसके लिए आप एग्जाम्पल ले सकते हो फैन का. अगर एंगुलर वेलोसिटी का मैग्नीट्यूड कांस्टेंट है तो देयर इज नो एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन, क्योंकि एंगुलर वेलोसिटी में चेंजेस नहीं आ रहे एंड देयरफॉर एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन मस्ट बी जीरो. बट अगर एंगुलर वेलोसिटी का मैग्नीट्यूड चेंज हो रहा है या डायरेक्शन चेंज हो रहा है तो देयर इज एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन. अगर आप फैन को स्विच ऑफ करते हो तो उसका स्पीड फ्रॉम मैक्सिमम टू लो वैरी करेगा, और अगर आप फैन को स्विच ऑन करते हो तो उसका स्पीड फ्रॉम लो टू मैक्सिमम वैरी करेगा. सो इन दिस केस देयर इज चेंज इन एंगुलर स्पीड. तो अगर हम लोग देखते हैं कि t1 टाइम पे एंगुलर स्पीड था ओमेगा 1, t2 टाइम पे एंगुलर स्पीड हो गया ओमेगा 2, तो एंगुलर स्पीड may increase or it may decrease. We'll consider first case where the angular speed increases. So omega 2 must be greater than omega 1. Now I'll use pointer for that. देखिए यहाँ पे t1 टाइम पे अगर एंगुलर स्पीड था ओमेगा 1, t2 टाइम पे एंगुलर स्पीड बढ़ के हो गया ओमेगा 2. तो टाइम इंटरवल t2 माइनस t1 में, मतलब dt टाइम में एंगुलर स्पीड कितना हुआ चेंज? ओमेगा 2 माइनस ओमेगा 1, एंड देयरफॉर ओमेगा 2 is increased by value d omega from omega 1. Clear? तो यहाँ पे अगर ओमेगा 2 ओमेगा 1 से ग्रेटर है तो ओमेगा 2 का वैल्यू ओमेगा 1 से कितना बढ़ गया टाइम इंटरवल dt में? बाय d ओमेगा, विच इज नथिंग बट ओमेगा 2 माइनस ओमेगा 1. क्लियर? अगर ओमेगा 2 is less than omega 1 एंगुलर स्पीड डिक्रीज हुआ ओमेगा 1 से, और चेंज कितना है ओमेगा 2 माइनस ओमेगा 1 विच इज इक्वल टू डी ओमेगा, देन ओमेगा 2 हो जाएगा ओमेगा 1 माइनस डी ओमेगा, where d omega is the change in angular speed. Is that clear all of you? So as omega is a vector quantity, omega 2 minus omega 1, which is nothing but change in angular velocity, is also a vector quantity, and therefore direction of alpha is same as the change in angular velocity. So here alpha does not depend upon omega directly, but alpha direction depends upon the direction of change in angular velocity. So अगर आप first diagram में देखते हो तो here the angular speed increases. So this is the first case. तो अगर ये वेक्टर ओमेगा 1 है और चेंज एंगुलर वेलोसिटी में जो आ रहा है वो इस लेंथ को बढ़ाने के लिए यूज करना है, तो डी ओमेगा मस्ट बी इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ ओमेगा 1, एंड एज डी ओमेगा इज इन द सेम डायरेक्शन एज ओमेगा 1, अल्फा का डायरेक्शन भी क्या होगा जो डी ओमेगा का डायरेक्शन है, एंड देयरफॉर अल्फा इज इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ ओमेगा 1. Clear? In the second diagram, if this is the case where the angular speed decreases by d omega, now this is nothing but length of the vector which is giving its magnitude. तो अगर ये लेंथ को हमें डिक्रीज करना है by d omega length, तो this d omega vector must be in opposite direction, नीचे होना चाहिए ओमेगा से. तो अगर नीचे होना चाहिए तो as d omega is in downward direction, to reduce the value of omega, अल्फा का डायरेक्शन जो d omega के जैसे होता है वो होगा in downward direction, same as d omega. क्लियर हुए दोनों केसेस? अभी फिर से देखते हैं. डेल्टा थीटा का डायरेक्शन हमें कहां से मिलता है? बाय राइट हैंड थंब रूल. ओमेगा का डायरेक्शन हमें कहां से मिलता है? जो डेल्टा थीटा का डायरेक्शन होगा वही ओमेगा का भी डायरेक्शन होगा, विच इज गिवन बाय राइट हैंड थंब रूल. और अल्फा का डायरेक्शन के लिए हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे दो केसेस डिस्कस किए, जहां पे ये था फर्स्ट केस वेयर एंगुलर स्पीड इंक्रीजेस एंड द सेकेंड केस वेयर एंगुलर स्पीड डिक्रीजेस. नाउ एज अल्फा depends on d omega direction, for first case d omega is in the upward direction and therefore alpha is in the upward direction. In the second diagram, d omega is in the downward direction to reduce the value of angular speed, and therefore alpha angular acceleration direction is also in downward direction, but it is perpendicular to the plane of the circle in both the cases. Is that clear all of you? So how will define angular acceleration? The rate of change of angular velocity with respect to time. Clear? और change in angular velocity per unit time. एक सेकेंड में angular velocity में आने वाला change. Linear acceleration को आप कैसे डिफाइन करते हो? एक सेकेंड में linear velocity में आने वाला change. तो जैसे लीनियर एक्सेलरेशन होता है dv by dt, एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन होता है d ओमेगा by dt. क्योंकि dv अगर चेंज इन लीनियर वेलोसिटी है तो d ओमेगा इज द चेंज इन एंगुलर वेलोसिटी. क्लियर? इज ऑलवेज डिनोटेड बाय अल्फा. इट्स SI यूनिट इज रेडियन पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर, बिकॉज ओमेगा is nothing but d theta by dt. एंगल मेजर होता है रेडियन में, तो इसीलिए ओमेगा का यूनिट है रेडियन पर सेकेंड एंड देयरफॉर अल्फा का यूनिट है रेडियन पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट, नाउ विल सी the types of circular motion. There are two types of circular motion, uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion. Now what is the difference between uniform circular motion and non-uniform circular motion? So as you know, the direction of linear velocity in circular motion is always tangential to the circular path, but its magnitude may remain constant or it may not remain constant. If the magnitude of linear velocity remains constant, then that type of motion is called uniform circular motion. And if it does not remain constant, then that type of motion is called non-uniform circular motion. Now, as you can see in the diagram, if the particle is at this position, this is the length of a vector which is giving its magnitude, and the direction of linear velocity is tangential at this point. Similarly, if you check for all the points, positions which are along the circumference of a circle, direction of linear velocity is tangential and the length at all the points is similar. If this is the length at this position, this is the length which is equal to the length of a vector at this position, and therefore linear velocity magnitude is constant for all the positions. Is that clear? When the particle tries to move in this direction, there is a force which is acting towards the center and along the radius, which is called centripetal force, or there is a radial force, and therefore there is an acceleration which is acting towards the center and along the radius, which is called radial acceleration. Now this radial acceleration, this force is responsible for changing the direction of linear velocity and keeping the object along the circular path. Is that clear? And the direction of velocity and radial acceleration is always perpendicular to each other. Now we'll find the time period of revolution and the frequency of revolution. So as V is constant, for each revolution, that is for each motion which is start from this point and end to this point, the distance traveled in the periodic time t is equal to 2 pi r. And as V is nothing but distance upon time, it is 2 pi r upon t, which is equal to constant. So हर रिवॉल्यूशन के लिए t टाइम में पार्टिकल 2 pi r डिस्टेंस ही कवर करेगा, and therefore v is equal to 2 pi r upon t is nothing but constant. Similarly, omega is equal to angle traced out by the radius vector upon time interval. So in every periodic time t, the angle traced out by the vector is nothing but 2 pi, and therefore omega is also going to remain constant. Is that clear, all of you? So now what is frequency of revolution? So frequency of revolution is nothing but n, and it is the reciprocal of time, periodic time. So here 1 by t is nothing but frequency of revolution, which is equal to omega upon 2 pi. So this is the frequency of revolution, and t is the time period of revolution, which is equal to 2 pi r upon v, or t is equal to 2 pi upon omega. Now as this angular velocity magnitude is going to remain constant, the angular acceleration for UCM, which is equal to d omega by dt, is equal to 0, because omega is a constant and derivative of constant is always equal to 0. Is that clear, all of you? Next we'll see what is non-uniform circular motion. So as you can see in the diagram, here this is the direction of linear velocity and the length gives its magnitude. At this position, this is the direction of linear velocity and the length gives its magnitude. So when you check for all the points on circular path, this magnitude may vary from time to time with randomness. Clear? So this type of motion is called non-uniform circular motion. Is that clear? Now what is the value of alpha? As omega is not going to remain constant, because in t time the angle traced out by the radius vector is different, or for every 2 pi radian the time taken will be different. Omega is not going to remain constant, and therefore alpha, which is nothing but d omega by dt, is not equal to 0. Now we'll see the relation between linear speed and angular speed. So here you can see in the diagram there is a relation between v omega r, which is given in the diagram as well as in the expression. So v is equal to r times omega, or omega is equal to v by r. So ये relation हमने कहाँ से derive किया? So as you can see in the diagram, if particle moves along the circumference of a circle and it goes from point A to point, suppose C. Now the angle traced out by the radius vector is delta theta in a very small time interval delta t, and the linear displacement, as the time interval is extremely small, you can consider this displacement as a linear displacement. So the linear displacement in this case is equal to delta s, or here it is written ds. Now already we know the relation between ds, r and d theta. So by using that expression, ds is equal to r d theta. Now to find the linear speed, we have to divide this expression by dt, the time interval. So by dividing this expression, we will get ds by dt is equal to r d theta by dt. What is ds by dt? Rate of change of position with respect to time. Clear? Or distance upon time, which is nothing but by definition linear speed. So linear speed is equal to radius into d theta by dt. Now as radius magnitude is constant, therefore we will take that r outside the differentiation, and therefore r d theta by dt, d theta by dt is nothing but linear, d theta by dt is nothing but angular speed. Therefore relation is v is equal to r omega. Now this is nothing but scalar form. If you express this in vector form, v bar is equal to omega bar cross r bar. We cannot write it as v bar equal to r bar cross omega, क्योंकि उससे डायरेक्शन क्या होगा, चेंज हो जाएगा. Clear? Now again, if you differentiate this expression with respect to time, you will get acceleration. So again differentiate this expression with respect to time. So it is dv by dt is equal to r d omega by dt. Now dv by dt is nothing but rate of change of linear speed with respect to time, which is nothing but tangential acceleration, and it is equal to r times d omega by dt. But d omega by dt is nothing but by definition angular acceleration, and therefore it comes to tangential acceleration is equal to r times alpha. So this is giving the relation between tangential acceleration, which is nothing but linear acceleration, component of linear acceleration, and alpha is nothing but angular acceleration. Clear? Now in next lecture we'll study radial acceleration, centripetal force in detail. Thank you.